Welcome to JA Our Community Session 3. For today's lesson, you're going to need your volunteer guidebook, the table tent that you should have collected after Session 1, the goods and services cards, the money, and the career cards that you should have collected after Session 1. There is a lot in this lesson today, so make sure that you are at your school on time and are ready to go. Before you get into the classroom, the money needs to be cut apart and clipped in bundles of 10. The goods and services cards need to be cut in half, and then they need to be paper clipped to the appropriate career card. So, for example, we have our zoologist and our farmer for our career cards. The very first page of your goods and services is a farmer and a zoologist. You can see at the bottom, it says what career they belong to. So that's going to help you match them up. But you have to do that before you get to class. So there is some pre-work to this lesson. When you get to class, you're just going to welcome students and really talk about what you learned last time. Then we're going to get in today and talk about how money moves around the community. We're going to talk about why do we need money and how does money help a community. What we're going to talk about is how we use money today. So we use money because it's easy to trade, carry, save in a bank. What if we were trying to trade a giraffe, for example? Would that be easy or hard? For the vocab, you can invite 2 students to the board to be your vocab experts. You can ask the first one, what is a bank or credit union? Once they give their definition, they can click on it to reveal the definition. Ask another student who you brought to the board, what is money? What does it mean? And then they can flip it to reveal after they give their answer. There are some fun drag and drop games. There is quite a few in here. So what I do when I'm in the classroom is I, have each student come to the board, whether I call them in rows or if they've got popsicle sticks with their names on them. And I just have each person go through. So we're going to drag and drop. So the first one's a penny. Then we have a nickel. Then we have a dime. And you're just going to have the students help you out with this. Then we get to play the money matchup game. So $1 is $1 10 pennies, 1 penny, or 100. It's correct. What if we get it wrong? Nope, it's not staying until we get the right answer. The students can also help rely on their classmates as well. So if they have a question or they're unsure, they can definitely have their classmates help them. It doesn't have to be done on their own. They can talk to their classmates about it while they're doing it because we don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Then we're going to talk about why some things are cheaper than others. So why is a stick of gum cheaper than a GameCube controller? Next, you are going to use page 26 and 27 of your guidebook to show how money moves around the community. You can see there's this dollar at the bottom. From the first game, we probably didn't get through all the students, so I would use the rest of the students to come up and help me with the game. So maybe we start with the bank, and then someone from the bank comes in, so it goes to the grocer. Then the grocer needs a haircut. All the prompts are in your guidebook on page 26 and 27, and we're going to move this dollar bill all around the community, and we're going to show how it moves throughout the community. You can simply skip this slide. Here in South Dakota, we do not use the electronic payment option. We use the physical money that we have provided. Next, we are going to play the money moves activity. So all those pieces that I talked about in the beginning, this is when they're going to come in handy. Every student will need a job card with the appropriate goods and services card attached to it. And they are going to need $10 bills, which is 1 sheet of paper. What they're going to do then is they're going to look at their career card and say, as a farmer, what is a good or service I might need? You can play this full group or in small groups, and they're going to walk around the circle, kind of check out what everyone's career is, and they are going to get to buy something. So maybe as the farmer, I need something from the post office because I'm getting some things shipped into me, some parts for my tractor. So I might pay for the post office. Or maybe I need something from a teacher. I need to go back to school because I'm a CEO or an entrepreneur. They're going to work together to pay for each other's goods and service. So although you start with $10, you probably won't end with $10. You might give money, or maybe your career is very popular and you're going to end up with more money than you started with. When I played this, a lot of times the video game designer is very popular because a lot of the kids like video games. And so they spend their money on that. And the video game designer has a lot of money at the end. As long as they're trading for goods and services, it doesn't really matter what they're spending their money on. To keep it moving, especially if you're going to play in a full group, I do tell students they're only allowed one trade. And I give them a few seconds to kind of look at everyone's career in the beginning. So set them on the floor, have everyone walk around the circle for 15 seconds, have them look at all the careers, then go back and sit at their career. And then one by one, they can make their decision. It should be quick and fast. Sometimes they need a little help making a decision, but it's a really fun way to show how the money is going to flow between people. I really like how students brought in their own personalities. One student really liked donuts. And so she said, I'm going to spend my money on donuts because that's something I really care about no matter what career I'm in, which is a great example. It doesn't have to be based on your career. It can also be based on a personal trait that would carry through your career. Once we're done with that activity, we're just going to kind of debrief and talk about who has money, who doesn't, why, what careers were popular, how the money moved, right, from business to business. So maybe that video game designer that ended up with $30 could spend more money on a few things. We're going to sum it up with some questions. Again, I really like to talk to students about what they learned. There is no student worksheet for this activity because there is literally just no time for it. So then you're just going to wrap up the session with talking to students about what they learned. Then you'll have completed the lesson. So we hope you enjoy session 3 of JA Our Community.